Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on this delightfully rainy Thursday, Vancouver. I'm Andrew Collins. I'm the Triad Community Manager. I'll let the guys introduce themselves.
My name is James Aggie. I'm one of the designers here at UFG.
And I'm Steve Ferreira, one of the other designers here.
And since the last stream, we've been joined by two very important people. We've got Renee, who is working the decks. She's going to stick her head in and say hello.
Hello.
And Justin, our erstwhile senior producer, is going to be... Oh, here he is. He's coming over.
Hey, everybody.
So Justin will be helping us out. He's, as you can see here, here's on the chat as Justin UFG.
That was like
So-
NBA Jam style with the heads coming into the
And
side.
what?
I like that.
NBA Jam, that was fun. So what we? Oh yeah. Oh, don't worry. I've been prepping myself. I've spent the last 2 days thinking of puns. You know, people have come up to me in the office and said, "Do you get someone to write those puns for you?" No, it just comes out of my head there and then. So
It's just who he is.
yeah. Some people said that's impressive. Other people said see a doctor. So you know, we'll see. Hey, son of a win. Good to join from Spain. That's awesome. So where is everybody else from then? Let's hear where you're all coming from. So while you do that, let's talk about what we're going to be doing today. So today we're going to be talking all about favors. Favors is a great feature in the game which we've not really shown that much. There was a little bit last week when Stephen Rowell was showing off the game, showing off the weapons. But it's such a key feature. We really wanted to. Oh, hang on a minute. So you guys are talking about the broken glasses. Here they are. I just wanted to prove that they're not fake. These were the glasses that I've worn on every other stream until last week when I got so annoyed when someone did my enforcer that I was just, yeah, we don't need to go into it, but yeah, they're real. They were not a prop. I guess now they are just a prop. So
Hey
anyway.
son, Optimus. Sweet, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. You.
Well, no, that's about all my Swedish.
Oh, okay.
I also know how to say var snälla läs nästa kapitel.
I really hope that was polite.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Okay, good. He's not going to be horrified by what you've just said about him.
No, he'll just scratch his head.
Okay. And say, what was that accent? So speaking
We
of-
don't know what James said, so you're going to have to tell us on the stream so that we can find out at some point. Someone babble-fish that.
Well, I'm sure my pronunciation was terrible then. Anyhow, we should carry on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we should do everybody a favor and get on with it.
There we go. Number one.
Yeah.
And it begins.
We need a bell to ring every time I do it. So actually, let's just do some.
Let's talk about favors.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about favors.
Go on,
He is
Steve.
secretly Andy Salzman.
All right.
Oh, I wish.
So we've talked about favors a few times in the past streams. We've shown off some stuff last week. If you caught the weapons stream, if you haven't, go on YouTube, check it out. Favors are essentially what you're going to collect throughout the game through the different contacts that you'll acquire while you're building up your criminal empire, and they are very important and very helpful. I'm going to be on the controller today. We're playing live, and James is going to give us some more info.
But let me just first say at a really high level about favors, the concept behind it, you're running a triad, you're running a gang, you're running this criminal enterprise. And part of your power as a guy who runs something like this is the guys you command, the people who work for you, your different criminal brackets around the city, you know, operations that you're running. But part of that is all the people out there in the city who owe you something. All the people who you know, your contacts, who you can call in and say, hey, I need this thing right now, and they deliver. And so we took that idea, that concept, and we've made it a favor in our game, which is basically you saying, I want this thing, and you get the thing that you're calling in. So we have favors for all sorts of different things in the game. Most of the actual stuff in the game, I think, is accessible through a favor, as our, well, we're going to go through them one by one and talk through it.
We can have a look at, so everyone is aware what we're talking about. Here, what we've got here is the favor browser. You can see I've already got a whole bunch of favors unlocked, and we'll go through those in a bit. But.
Just a quick one. No, I'm not going to break these glasses during the stream. I don't care how many times you ask. These glasses were quite expensive, having had to replace them at quick notice. So yeah, I'm sorry, but no, I'm not going to be replacing them. Another question out there, actually, people are asking about beta keys. Yeah, so we've got lots of beta keys. They're all ready. Got them all here. Since it's Chinese New Year next week, we thought we would give the themed beta keys. So inside each one of these is a beta key. So if you ask a question, so we've got a good example here. Son of Wind said, the game, does it deal with microtransactions? So we're not going to ask that. We're not going to answer that yet. We will answer it during the stream today, but we'll let the guys talk. But beta key and, as they say in Hong Kong, gong hei fat choi. So carry on, guys.
All right.
And that wasn't rude. That was actually
So maybe we can use that as a segue into the.
Well, can I answer the question from Optimus? Just he was asking if he turns down a favor quest, will he lose out on the item forever? And no, a favor is not a quest. It's not a mission. A favor is more like a reward. So
here, I can demonstrate one here. So we did this last week. You can see I've got a whole bunch of different weapons here that I've gotten as favors. So some of these things are full-on unlock. Some of these things are temporary access to weapons. Some of these things are modifications to my weapons. So for example, let's just grab, I'm going to grab a knife. So I can get a kitchen knife. I'm going to select it. And this gives me permanent access to a kitchen knife. I now own this kitchen knife as a weapon that I can carry around with me at all times and use when I'm raiding other players. So I'm going to activate it.
So just a quick one there. Sabong, if you've got a problem with if anyone's got a problem with an invalid beta key that you've received from me, just email the address at community@triadwars.com. In the subject, put invalid beta key, and I will look into it this afternoon.
So we can see now if I go to my loadout screen, where currently I have no melee weapons equipped, I now see that I own a knife. And
it's nice to see that in there.
ding.
Sorry.
And
that bell.
And now if I jump out here, I can cycle to, I can now use my knife.
Yeah.
So a minute ago I didn't have a knife, now I own a knife.
Okay.
Stab him.
That's good. And there we go.
Oh.
Come on, stick around, something like that.
You beat me to it. Like,
It's infectious.
That was exactly. Maybe by the end of the stream we'll have the vote on whose jokes were the best stroke worst. I'm fairly confident, you know. My jokes are famously bad. My mum sometimes puts the phone down. She just says, "Enough, Andrew," and she's done. I mean, she doesn't do that anymore. That's she personally. Yeah, she's done.
All right, so that's
Right.
That's a demonstration of a favor at its most basic level. Like we talked about, some of them unlock items, some of them unlock weapons, some of them unlock abilities and buffs. Some of the things are modifications to your rackets and your turf. There's a whole load of things that we can get into a little bit later.
So I've been looking at the questions. We're not ignoring you. We sort of have our plan as to how we're going through this. And a lot of you have been asking, well, do I buy favors? How do I get them? There's a bunch of ways to get favors. Buying favors is one way. There are other ways to get them in the game just by playing. We're going to go through each of them so you'll understand. So yeah, you can buy favors. That's the fastest way to get lots of fancy favors right away if you want to spend some money. And we do that through our favor store where we sell them in packs. So we have packs of different types of favors. When you're buying a favor, you know what you're going to get roughly. We sell them in different groups. So here's the Random Ultra Pack. Can you just sort of go through them one by one?
Sure.
Random Ultra Pack, this is a pack of favors. You get 7 random favors. 2 of them are rare, 2 of them are ultra rare. The rest are maybe rare, maybe ultra rare, maybe common. We have different tiers of favors. The best ones are the ultra rare, then the rare, then the common. They vary by what the type of favor is. So for example, with a weapon, an ultra rare favor might be a machine gun that you get forever and it unlocks and you have it forevermore as your machine gun. And a common machine gun favor might be getting a machine gun for 24 hours.
Yeah, we can actually have a look at some of those right now. So you can see these golden ones. These are my rares, or ultra rare, sorry. These blue ones, for example, it's access to certain weapons for, like James said, for 24 hours. Those are rares. And then something more common would be like these. Like I get them access for 1 hour. So I get a chance to try it out, see if I like it, see if I want to try to find the favor for a permanent ownership.
It's hammer time.
Should save that for when I actually get the hammer and I put someone to it.
So Next pack
Carrying
along
on.
is a combat favor pack. So combat favors are favors that help you fighting people, killing people, raiding people. It's stuff like exports, which I don't think we've talked about on Twitch yet.
Nope.
We're going to talk about them later, but basically it's more exports. Buffs, things that make you stronger, make you run faster, make you hit harder, make your weapons more durable so you can kill more people with them. Things that give you more hit points, things that make you regenerate hit points, things that make you run faster. And weapons, all sorts of weapons. We have, I don't know how many, but we have a ton of weapons.
Lots of melee weapons, lots of ranged weapons. We covered it last week's, or 2 weeks ago, I guess, Twitch stream, so you can check that on YouTube. There's a variety of different classes of weapons.
Yeah.
You can check it out there.
So next along is the counterfeiting pack. These are favors that help any racket in the counterfeiting family. The rackets come in different families. There's like smuggling rackets and counterfeiting rackets and gambling rackets
There's
and
one
so
for
on.
each of the
And
different
so-
families here, you can see.
Right. So each family of rackets, there's a pack associated, and these favor packs contain a racket boss, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and they contain favors that help you with that family of rackets. So stuff like goods for the rackets and making the rackets produce more or produce faster, and staff to work in your rackets to make them better, stuff like that. Next along is the defense pack. This is favors that help you with things like shields for your turf so people can't raid you. They make the timer when someone attacks your turf shorter so it's harder to raid you. Oh, what do you do?
Just go on the defense
sorry.
one so you guys can have a
Yeah,
look.
have more guys defending your turf, have the goods at your turf insured so if someone steals it you don't actually take a loss, stuff like that. So basically anything you want to make you harder to raid, make it less rewarding for people to raid you, make you a less appealing target. Can you go back to the pack?
Yeah.
So just a quick point. Yeah, we've seen all the questions. We will get back to them. If we've not asked the questions, if we've not answered the questions, feel free to ask again because sometimes the chat goes really quickly. So yeah, great.
Yeah,
But let's take
I-
a couple of questions now, actually.
All right.
So there's a simple one. Jamsky3 says, when does the closed beta start? Now. It's open now. So if you've got a beta key, if you've been in it before, you can play it. I won't say now, actually. Play it in an hour when you finish watching it. So, yeah, we don't want you to disappear to play it. But
So you're saying the closed beta is open?
yeah, I know. That's
It's live.
It's
Yeah.
like a Kubrick film title, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of questions. Hong Kong Mo said, if you use favors, do you gain face for doing that?
No.
Okay, that's a quick
So-
answer.
Yeah. But what they do is allow you to more easily do things like raiding, completing operations, and anything else that lets you progress and earn face in the game.
Yeah.
And so there's another question, and that's from, I love these, working out these names.
From an unpronounceable name who asks,
Who
can we
asks?
convert favorites into money and such? And the answer is yes, and we're going to go through that in just a minute.
So what do you want to do next,
And
James?
remember, you guys have all just got beta keys. So if you, oh, sorry, I'm throwing them all over the place. If you did get a beta key today, what you need to do is you send us a
talk a little bit
message
about
on Twitch using private messages, and I will get back to you this afternoon, and so you'll be able to play Triad Wars this afternoon.
So someone had asked a few moments ago, how do you get these favor packs? And the answer is you purchase them in game, you purchase them with gold. Gold is a currency that you can make in-game through playing the game by laundering money at your safe house. You get gold by doing jobs, which are little missions in-game, but these are not huge sources of gold, but they are ways to get gold for free. You can also get gold by taking favors you happen to have picked up in the world that you don't like and converting them into gold. You can also get gold, as I'm sure you all expect, by buying it. That's basically our main means of
Feeding ourselves.
feeding ourselves. We all need to live too.
To put it bluntly.
And it's a lot of game that we're giving out for free.
Yeah.
So you can buy favors with gold. Gold costs money. And you can also buy favors with gold that you make in the game for free if you want to grind away and not spend any money at all. Though I hope you do.
I think it's
So
a
we
good
can-
point. So kind of when you guys were designing the money model, the commerce model,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of talk us through, because we're all gamers when we play this game. We go home, we play games, so we know what people like and what don't like. What was the design process that you guys went through?
Well, I know there are a lot of free-to-play games where if you spend money, you simply get things that other people can't have. And as a gamer, I hate that because it sort of feels kind of illegitimate to me. Like, if this guy is using a gun that I can't get because I'm not spending money, then it really feels lopsided, like a cheat. So in our game, the things that you can get with gold, with favors, you can get by playing. The guy who's going to spend money can get them faster, but you can get them anyway if you play and play well.
So we're not locking stuff off, it's all attainable.
That's right.
It's basically, it's kind of like how do you value your time?
Yeah. You're paying for convenience, but you're not paying for, the stuff that is only for payers.
Okay. Well,
So just to go back to James was talking about another way to get that gold. I was choosing to actually take some of these favors down in my more common favors, and I can choose up to 5 favors to convert into gold and decide that I don't want these anymore. I'm just going to pick some random things here. Let's pick one more here. I don't need that watch. So you can see I've chosen these 5. I can choose any 5. They don't have to be the same rarity. They don't have to be in the same family or related in any way. Just any 5 favors that I want, and it'll basically like a pawn shop. It'll tell me what amount of gold I'll get for that. So in this case, I get 5 gold for trading in these favors. I'm going to trade those in, and now those have been removed, and I've got 5 more gold.
Yeah.
Just a quick answer. So I'm going to go for it. Please, Striker, if that's apologies if that's not your name. Sign up on definitely do what Justin says. So everyone, if you've not registered, go to triadwars.com and register. And in your case, we're going to give you a beta kit for asking a question. So so don't forget, everyone, visit the site. It's triadwars.com, and then if you've never registered before, you'll get the registration screen straight away. It'll take you 30 seconds to register, and then as soon as you do that, once you guys watch the screen, ask the question, that's a pretty quick way of getting into the beta. I've still got plenty left.
All right. So next, Steve is just going to show you what it looks like when we buy a pack of favors, how we open up our favors, and how we use favors that we've just bought. Jamsky, the answer is closed beta will run until open beta.
Yeah, we don't plan on taking it down.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's buy a defense pack or whatever.
You want to get a Racket Boss? Or,
yeah, okay, well, yeah, let's do that.
So in this case, I've already built up a turf, and I've made it primarily out of counterfeiting rackets. So in this case, I think we can have a quick look at my turf. Oops, sorry here.
Are you going to please chase?
No. Just hit the buttons too quickly. All right. So you can see I've got a turf built up here. I've got 5 different rackets. I got counterfeit currency racket, a sweatshop making knockoff goods. I've got a hacker's racket that gets me designs for making those knockoff goods. And then I've got a night market racket, which basically pawns that product out onto the streets and turns it back into some money for me. So these are all pretty much related. Sorry, what was that?
Sorry, Game of the Year we're being called. Sorry to interrupt, but I had to stop for that one.
So as I've got a lot of counterfeiting rackets, it makes sense that if I'm going to buy a favor pack related to rackets, that I get one for counterfeiting. So that's what we're going to do now. So I'm going to select the counterfeiting pack. It's going to cost me 200 gold. I'm going to confirm that.
And just for the record, Steve is actually using his own money at this point. We're not cheating and giving ourselves money. I think that's probably money laundering.
We're not?
Yeah, sorry, James. Yeah, everything you've spent is your money.
We just deduct it straight from our paychecks every week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to open up the favor pack. You can see in this particular pack, I got 6 cards, I think. I can't quite see all of them. And then I can choose which ones I want to open.
I wouldn't open the 6. So a couple of questions while you're doing this, Steve. So we've been asked, are we going to be able to do like custom license plates like Mo888? Sounds like a very lucky number, that one.
You can customize your enforcer names, but you can't customize your license plates right now.
But then, the game is, one of the great things about Triad Wars is it's always in development. So if we get great ideas from you guys, there's nothing stopping us putting it on our backlog and looking into these things and finding out what's possible.
Start a poll on the forum. Get people, if you have an idea, see how many people agree with you, and we're paying attention to that stuff.
Yeah. And just while we're on this subject, we speak about it all the time, but We love to get your feedback on the forums, so go to triadwars.com and click through the forums there. And it doesn't have to be positive feedback. If you don't like something about the game, let's tell us, because like we say, the game is in development. So we can change things. Like just last week we had ran some focus tests in the office. Actually, speaking of which, if there's anyone in Vancouver who is watching this, send an email to community@triadwars.com, because we're always looking for people to come into the office and play new versions of the game for focus testing, and you'll get a chance to meet these guys. Yeah. And unfortunately me as well, probably. So.
Yeah, more unfortunately than fortunately.
You can hear my jokes live. Yeah. How about that?
All right, back to it.
So Steve just opened a pack of favors, and if he stayed on the screen, I would have pointed out that one of them was bright yellow because it was an ultra rare. It was a Racket boss, which is a special type of favor. So now we're going to go to the favor browser in the counterfeiting tab, and here you see he's got a sweatshop boss, a night market boss. I got
2 night market bosses.
Yeah. Because he had given himself some favors before we started.
Yeah.
So these favors are special. What they do is they give a special guy for your racket. So he's going to check this sweatshop guy out, and what it does is it recruits a sweatshop racket boss. He's got a sweatshop racket, and it's going to put that guy at his racket. And now he's got a racket boss at his sweatshop who's there permanently. He doesn't get killed. He's going to be there every day from now on. And what he does is you can go talk to him every day, and he will give you a new favor for free.
That's what I'm going to go do now.
In this way, you can get racket bosses for all your rackets, and they will give you free favors forevermore, 1 a day from those places.
And that doesn't cost any money?
No. Well, it costs money to buy the pack of favors that included that racket boss, but you don't necessarily have to get it that way.
Right.
The way we just did it, that's how.
Yeah. What Steve just did would have cost him 199 gold, but he could make that gold in game and not have had to pay for it.
But
so
because the stream isn't, the stream isn't how we wanted to do it quickly, so we
Yeah.
can show off as much face
yeah,
as possible.
yeah. So anyway, if you have only 200 gold, that's a great way to spend it because that's a future source of favors. Are you heading to the turf now? Or
I
are
am
we just
going to the
looking
turf
for
to talk to the
All right.
racket boss.
And once he does that, we're going to actually, can you go to the exclamation mark?
So,
I can't go to that one because that one's not
for those guys who haven't watched the streams, we tend to plan them to be about half an hour, and they nearly always run to an hour because we have so much fun. It's fun how, the build-up to making sure everything right is, everyone's working hard together to get it right. And then as soon as the lights go on, shall we say, it's like, oh, now we can actually have fun and, just, as they say in Canada, get it done.
As soon as my nut starts talking.
Yeah.
I'm on like page 2 of your notes here.
Oh, awesome.
So you can see my mini map is actually blinking. It's a bit hard to see because it's blue on blue, but there's these card icons, and they're blinking and saying, come collect me. So each one of these rackets, and this one specifically is the one I just hired, is the racket boss for the sweatshop. So if I talk to him, he should give me something. All right. So he just gave me a 10% production boost to my hacker racket, a favor that gives me that. So I'm going to accept that.
Pretty nice of it.
Yeah. So because this is a counterfeiting racket, he gives you a thing related to that. It's like stays in the family. He can also give you other stuff, but he's more likely to give you a thing related to his area.
And so while we're playing the game, you're going to see little lines of text and code appearing. We're playing a dev version of the game, so we can show off all the cool new features to you. And again, the game's always in development, so we always get a chance to show fun things. So what we got now, Steve?
So you can see this, I just picked up another daily favor from a racket boss, and he gave me a permanent unlock for GX300 motorbike. So I'm going to collect that. And
so now let's show them how you use that.
Yeah.
So he just gave you a motorcycle. Where is it?
So now I have to go to my favor browser. And
can you have unlimited favors?
Yeah.
One of the guys in the chat room was saying he's a bit of a hoarder, so he just wants to get as many as
you can get as many as you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no
we're going to have a thing that's going to show you all the favors that are out there and let you track how many you've actually collected and how many you've yet to see. Yeah, pretty much. Awesome. And how many you've yet to see.
So I'm going to activate this favor.
So we're getting another question about, let's just do a quick summary of this question again from May is the start of her name. It says, what are the ways to get gold in the game?
Well, there are a few ways to get gold in the game. Number one, you can take your favors and trade them in if you don't like them to get gold. Number two, at your safe house, as you increase the level of your safe house, you can launder money there. You can take regular game money that you earn all the time through all your rackets and all the stuff you do and convert it into gold. You can go pick up a bit of gold every day that way from your safe house. It's just like a constant source of a small amount of gold. Okay. Oh, and we do jobs.
Whoa.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I got pitched up on the top of that hill because I slammed the brakes at the exact wrong time.
So I don't know if you've talked about jobs yet on Twitch or elsewhere, but basically jobs are like little mini missions. You get them all the time. They're all these little tasks you do, and when you finish jobs, sometimes the reward is gold.
Okay.
So
We can go
gold
collect
happens.
another favor right now as well from that rival contact
Yeah.
on the map.
So, and the fourth way to get gold is to spend some money. So now, how else do we get favors? We can also get favors by shaking down contacts in the world. So on the mini-map, you see the exclamation mark near the center. Steve is heading to that right now. It's telling us that there is an informant there, a contact. Yeah. And we're gonna go see what he knows. And he's got, he's got bodyguards,
Yeah.
but Steve's got kung
Got
fu.
a game. Kind of a bit of stealth shooting action. So did you expect this to be cornered?
I didn't expect them to be forward. I didn't expect them to be armed.
Yeah. So I guess that's nice. We've got a variety in the game.
Well, yeah, the free favors aren't all just give me, pick me up, so you have to work for them a bit.
So so James, you and I are friends in the game. Can I trade my favors with you yet?
Nope. My favors are mine.
Okay, and you just don't want to.
Even if I wanted to, I could.
Okay. But that's something that we should look at when we do tryouts and co-op.
Yeah.
All right. So this guy here was the rival contact.
Wow.
And now you can see. Oh, I got 2 pickups over 1 here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
The cops are firing on me.
I really hope this is like the best favor ever because that's a lot of. It's probably an ammo thing.
Yeah.
If it's a,
All right.
oh, what you
So
got?
I managed to get it. So this was a favor that I picked off of a rival contact from one of the other players in the game, and I got a +1 export mission that I could activate now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we haven't really touched on exports right now, but what this does is it spawns a mission in the world that I can use to take the goods that I've been producing and stealing from other players and ship them off in an export to earn lots of face and lots of money. And now I've got the cops chasing me, so I got to get the heck out of here.
So while Steve evades the law, I will answer some of the questions that just popped up. Someone was asking how long does it take to get a permanent favor in the game? I can't pronounce your name, but or even.
Scorch, I think, from South Wales.
Oh, really? Well then, Mr. Scorch, the answer is it can take 5 seconds or it could take 5 hours because the favors you get in the game are random. There's a certain weighting to them, so the better favors are less common. But I mean, you toss a coin 100 times, the odds, and if it was tails every time and you toss it again,
Oh, let's check that story.
ooh, the odds are still going to be 50-50. So basically, you have a chance of getting a rare one all the time. You have a chance of getting a permanent thing all the time. We're not doing like Blizzard-style tuning where it's going to be guaranteed one every so many hours of play. So the answer is it's out there for you to get. I don't have a number to give you, but they are there and they are good. We have a category of favors we didn't show you when we were looking at the packs. I didn't get to it, but we call it customization, and they're favors that give you pieces of clothing and vehicles and stuff, including stuff you cannot buy in the store. They're like just unique things that only come from there, and those are among the things that you can also collect in the world by playing. So there's stuff there that is permanent that you only get through play, really.
Hey, useless man, can you ask your question again? There's lots coming past and sometimes we listen, so ask the questions again and we'll take a look at it.
I think he's just saying he's useless.
No, he's not useless. I don't like the idea of being useless. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Okay.
So the other question I wanted to answer was, do favors stack? And the answer is it depends on the type of favor. Two of the exact same thing won't stack. So if you get a favor that's going to make you run 10% faster and a favor that makes you run 20% faster, and you activate the 10% one and then you activate the 20% one, you do not get 30%. You get a warning telling you, and then if you choose to go ahead, you get the new one overriding the old one. If you get two favors that are complementary, like a favor that gives you a machine gun and a favor that gives you a meat cleaver or a sword, you can use both at the same time. No reason you can't, but you can only have one weapon in your hands at the same time.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Dan. Thanks for the compliments last week from Dogs. It was, it's always great to hear from people who enjoy the game so much. So, radio, will it ever be in the game? Oh yeah, we've got radio. There's lots of, there's even more music in Triad Wars than there was in Sleeping Dogs. Yeah. Lots of fantastic alcohol.
So, Steve, could you demo a few things for us?
Sure.
Could you get on that motorcycle that you unlocked with a favor? And then could you show people the best way to get favors? Because there's one more way to get favors and we haven't talked about it yet. Sure. The main thing you do in this game
is not to turn around and walk into a moving bus.
Yeah.
You know, seeing it on the really big screen we have here, it just looks that much worse. I don't normally react that much to our game, but it was just this huge bloody mess in front of me.
He really wishes he missed the bus.
So anyhow, I was about to say, one of the main things you do in this game is raid people. And one of the ways we get favors, and I hadn't talked about it yet, is by raiding people. And so Steve is going to show us how that happens. But first I need
to get some more health, so I'm going to quick pick me up.
That bus collision hurt.
Yeah. Who'd have thought? Slamming into a bus would have done that.
So those of you who played Sleeping Dogs might wonder, why does his health really matter? He's out in the open world. What's so bad about dying? Well, if you get yourself killed by, say, walking into a bus like an idiot, you're going to lose some face. And so he was pretty low health there. And in order to not lose face, he has to make sure he keeps his health up, which is why he went and used, he bought some food right away.
Yeah.
So just a quick question.
Actually, that was another opportunity. I should have thought, if I had a favor to just regen my health right there, I could have bypassed having to find the shop and just regen my health through a favor.
So if I'm midway through a raid, can I do it at that point as well?
No, you can't use favors in the middle of a raid.
Yeah.
Everything you got to prep and plan and set up what you need, and then go into the raid and see how you do.
Or as we call it now in the office, you must make sure you don't pull a Raoul.
That's right, yeah.
Bless him. Oh, by the way, if you were watching a couple of weeks ago, you were seeing the requests for a group hug. So Raoul pretty much refused that. What you couldn't see under the camera was him going. He was just not interested in it. But Steve and I were kind of looking forward to it. James, again, he's not interested in it either. So what we're going to do, next time Raoul's in, we want you guys to remind us and say, hey Raoul, what about that group hug?
Yeah, make sure you bring it up.
Yeah, he enjoys it. He's not in today, but he will love watching this back and he'll just go, "Rrr." So yeah.
So we're going to go do a raid, and before I do that, I'm going to load up on a few weapons. Like I said, we've unlocked a whole bunch of favors and collected a bunch before we started the stream. So we're going to unlock a meat cleaver. I think I'm going to unlock myself submachine gun, a schnauzer.
Yeah. I've got one of those at home. It's about this big. Barks a lot.
You got to use the dire trout. We're going to fish slap somebody at some point today.
Oh, we're getting some negative feedback about the lack of group hug. But yeah, we will get it in 2 weeks. Don't worry.
You can see I can also get a time-limited infinite ammo buff here. I can also get a movement buff, so I'll increase that. It'll give me some speed.
So while we're doing this, useless man, ask me a question. Oh, we've got capital letters. It must be a serious question. So let's ask that question again, and we will answer it for you. Sorry, just a quick one then. JW Scorch, send us a private message on Twitch at the end of this. Say, hey, where's my beta key? And I will send you one out. Oh, we've already asked you a question, useless man. It was, can you trade favors with your friends and crew? What might have confused was James's reply was very short.
The answer was no.
But since Triad Wars is a game that's always in development, it doesn't mean that it's something that's it's not done or dusted. We can add that to the backlog. We can look into it and see whether it kind of how it stacks against everything else that's in the backlog at the moment.
Yeah. But in the game today, no, you can't trade favors.
But 6 months time, maybe you can, and then you can say, hey, that was my idea.
Yeah.
Cool. So,
There's also a question. Someone was asking, will there be ITY147 was asking, will there be stealth-based combat missions, blah blah blah. The answer is we're not a stealth combat game. The gameplay you're seeing now is the sort of gameplay we are. Will we have stealth one day in the distant future? We very well could, but it's not in the current plan, and it's not what we're doing today. So.
that was a good one. Mofo says something smells fishy. I like that one. I might add that to my repertoire.
All right, so where are you heading right now, Steve?
I'm gonna go raid.
All right.
So,
Oh, I pulled out my fish!
So Steve was
Check
trying
out
to
my
do.
fish.
Steve was trying to do the ultimate badass move, where he jumps off his bike and the bike slides forward, and he pulls out his pistol and he shoots the gas tank and explodes the bike and blows up those 3 guys. Instead, he's got his fish dangling.
And I lost my fish.
And I
Flopped away.
really did enjoy that, though.
Yeah, that is
Flopped
fishy.
away. Oh. That's right. At least I've still
Yeah.
got. Let's see here. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah. Okay. So you've still. That's your new. It's going to be your new enforcement nickname. It's like fish bike or fish fail.
That's not a bad name. Maybe I should change my name to that.
Yeah, fish
Fish
fail.
fail.
Is this
So-
better than GTA Online? Well, we
Can I
like it.
answer that?
It's
I
up
don't know
to
if I
you
can
guys.
say that. We're going to be biased, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, fish
The answer
fail
is
it's
yes.
a new hashtag. Good work, Justin.
Oh,
I'd say we're a different game and we've got way better combat. But
leave it at that. So what are we trying to do here, James? What am I trying to do?
well, you are trying to get a favor by killing a staff member.
Yeah, and how does that work?
Well, we need to find someone who's staff. So there are guys that you put in your rackets to make them more productive. They are your racket staff. You hire them through favors. So you get a favor to get a staff person working for you. You can get up to 5 at your racket. They give you a big production boost. And they are a bit of a liability because when someone raids you, like Steve is raiding whoever you're attacking right now, he can maybe find one of your staff members. And if he does see your staff, that staff guy will try to flee, and Steve can chase him down, which takes time. And your time when you're raiding is pretty limited because the cops are going to come because you're making a lot of noise and a lot of fuss. And so he has to make a decision, do I go after this staff member or do I just carry on with my raid? Because maybe Steve's priority is stealing stuff or killing the rival enforcer because he's after face. However, if he goes for that staff member and gets him, he will get a favor. He basically pulls it off his corpse. So right now, Steve's on a raid. He's attacking some guy. I didn't see who. And he is hopefully going to find a staff member and get a favor that way. And the thing that makes this one of the best ways to get favors, really, is because you do this while you play the game. You're not going out of your way to hunt for favors. You're not jumping through some extra grindy hoop to get the favor. These happen organically as you play. They're simply part of the game. And using favors are just part of the game too.
That was shocking. Sorry, James.
Oh no,
I really ruined your stream there.
you've derailed my train of thought with that one. So yeah, favors, organic part of the game, and you get them through raiding, and you get them through rivals in the world, and you can buy them, and you can trade them in to get gold,
Yeah.
and you get them from your
There's one
racket
right
bosses.
there. Bam! All right, I took him out. So he was trying to run, but he actually got hung up on this piece of printing machinery. It looks like
Paper roller.
like a paper roller. And I'm out of ammo. I really should have used that infinite ammo favor. Now I'm gonna have to go.
So let's talk about fighting styles, because Malika is asking a question about fighting styles. So what kind of styles will we have? And if you don't have Wing Chun, please add it.
So we got some ideas for adding additional. Oh, I didn't see this guy. 1 second.
Yeah.
So right now in the game, we have a big set of moves, and as you go up in XP by fighting, you get levels, which unlock more moves.
Yep.
And we have a plan. We're adding a thing down the road in the midterm. It's not immediate, but it's coming soon, where you'll be able to create your own custom fighting style, where there'll be different moves that you can unlock, and you put them together into your own custom style. And so if you want to fight like, I don't want to infringe on copyright by mentioning what
we won't talk about any styles, but we've got lots of influence for different combat styles.
That's right.
And, how you
And
can
those
mix and match
influences
those
may
things.
include people
Yeah.
who are inebriated, or the Win Chun style, or other things.
Yeah.
So Jamski 3.
Wait. Just quickly, we want to finish up on this thought here.
Oh yeah.
So I came into the raid. I happened to find this guy here in this, looks like about a $3 suit, who happens to be the Racket staff who was trying to flee the area. And I kind of had to choose between defending myself against the thugs or taking this guy out.
With your last bullet.
With my life. Luckily, as he was trying to flee, he got caught up in the gunfire, and I put one through his skull. So as a result, he's highlighted. I can pick up a favor, and I've just collected a favor in the process of raiding from one of my rivals. And it looks like I've got a high caliber pistol, access for an hour.
So Jamski 3 is asking Justin a question, asking if he works at UFG. He's probably too modest to say, but Justin is the main man when it comes to Triad Wars. He's our senior producer, so you're talking to the top guy.
Yeah.
He's definitely unlike Barris now.
Yeah, no, Justin's our boss. He rules us all.
Yeah.
So
Another question, suggestion there that one of them all, it's for
Oh!
you! One of them all, yeah.
you didn't go for reach out and touch someone?
No, that seems utterly inappropriate. You could shoot down the fan, and then imagine if the fan's dropped with it. Slice and dice type. I'm a fan of that idea.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Wow.
Let's just look at this guy and think happy thoughts.
The good thing is I'm so focused on trying to fight these guys that I can half ignore what Andrew's saying.
Well, I'm getting the full brunt of it. So there was a question saying, if you don't kill the staff, can you force them to work for you? The answer is no. But if you kill those staff, they no longer work for the guy you raided. So you not only get something good for yourself, but you also hurt the other guy. And when Triad Wars come, which we're going to talk about later, that's going to play a big role, because you're going to want to be actually affecting the production of your rivals and not just looking out for increasing your stuff in the short term. But I'm not saying any more about that right now. Are we afraid that guns will ruin the melee fighting? How do we balance it? Steve?
Yeah, we can get into that. So you can see there's nothing stopping me from pulling out my gun at any time. Sometimes I'll walk into a racket and I'll attack guys unarmed. Sometimes I'll walk into a racket, they're armed and I'm not. The nice thing is that I can choose what I want to do. You can see I can take these guys out with the guns, and if I'm not good enough, they will take me out and I'm now disarmed. So they can both take my weapons away, I can take their weapons away, I can use them as shields, I can try to go through there and vault shoot and take everyone out in one swoop if I'm good enough. It's really up to you how you want to approach it. Now the thing is, if you do get really good with guns, and you use it on everybody, you might encounter a gunfight later on, and you'll be out of ammo. So you're going to have to work your way through it as a melee fight. So it's interesting. It actually balances out pretty well.
Eric Geller, if you're having problems with messaging, don't worry, I will send you a message and you'll get a notice saying that you've received a message from me this afternoon.
It's time for me to activate the combat meter. There we go.
Now he's getting his health back. He's gone at a slow-mo time. He's hitting a bit harder.
So another
to stay
question
fit.
from the, well, not so useless man, and he says, do the favors ever expire if I don't use them?
No.
No, however, we have the ability to do so if we want to.
Yeah,
But none of our
okay.
favors do right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the short answer.
So,
No,
I mean,
you
that
have
help-
them and they're yours.
That helps when you're collecting all of them, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah. Someone asked a moment ago also, will this stuff go away when we go to the next phase of beta? What's going on? Our plan today is that we've got our game live and we're not going to turn it off again. We're just going to keep making it better. Someone asked, when's open beta? Well,
we don't know yet.
Yeah, we've got to get the game a little more done before we open it up to the whole world, which is why we're in closed beta. However, it is our intention not to reset things. That doesn't mean we won't have to, because something could go horribly wrong. But
Malika
What was
says,
that?
I would give you a hug if I could. Thank you very much.
yeah,
Just don't tell Roll.
yeah, these people helped me.
Smoking. I wanted you to. Put someone through the soda machine.
I just did a minute ago.
Yeah, I could.
But he's got a pun ready.
Oh, you've
Yeah,
got one
yeah.
ready. You
Yeah,
want me to-
I can see it
if
coming.
you're asking me to
To enable
support
him.
this is no.
I need you to set me up.
Yeah.
I'll go for it anyway. I knew soda's bad for you.
All right.
So how are we going?
What's next on my favorite agenda? We're showing a raid. We're showing a rival. Refreshing rivals.
All right, we can do
Well,
that
we
in a
got to
minute.
finish this first.
Let me finish up this raid.
Maybe you could just die.
No way.
No. You don't, there's no Raoul going on here.
Yeah.
All right.
So, quick question.
I will flee to live another day though because my timer is running out and I haven't killed everybody yet.
Okay, so pretty much at this point you can leave the raid,
Yeah.
and you'll just you'll keep what you've got so far, but you just won't lose. You'll lose the chance to take out the enforcer and things.
Yeah. So I haven't. Oops. Jumped over.
I like that. Sorry. Constitution says all these puns are so depressing. I like that one. If I could high five you, I could. That's a good one. Money Cat approves.
You know, maybe we should give keys to people who make better puns than your puns when you make a pun.
Sounds good.
That does sound good. Yeah.
Is that just descending into a pit of evil, or?
My name is Andrew, and I approve that message.
All right. So I'm heading out of here because I could still take out the rival enforcer. I haven't gone into the safe house to take him out and finish a 100% raid, but I've done enough damage. I've got what I need, and I'm
Leaving.
running away to live another day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's part of this game too. And when we watch people play it at first, they don't quite get that. Because you sort of think, well, I got to go kill the rival. I got to have the big win every time. But the game can be hard. And if you don't come in with the right weapons, or the guy's too high level, or his defenses are too high, you've got to kind of...
Or you squander your opportunity with a giant fish.
Yeah. Or you waste your time hunting down a staff member.
Yeah.
You might just want to sort of cut your losses and say, hey, I'm going to steal this pile of stuff and leave. And that's also a win. It's
So,
just a smaller win.
One of the favors you got there was a fancy leather jacket. So that's
Yep.
another example of some of the favors that, they can be customized elements like clothes and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of different things that you can see. I've got different vehicles. I've got pairs of pants, jackets, shirts, all sorts of stuff in here.
And those are permanent things.
Yeah.
And those are things you get in the world by playing the game. They don't require money.
Yep.
Speaking of clothes and such, so we're thinking of making some cool Triad Wars T-shirts, real T-shirts, not in-game T-shirts. So, like my United Front Games T-shirt. So if you've got if there's ideas of T-shirts that you'd like to see, definitely get in touch, because what we want to do is we want to make T-shirts that everyone think is cool. All of us have worked on enough games to know that you can get good games T-shirts.
Yeah.
And you can get some.
Less good.
Yeah, we've all got those.
Yeah.
But yeah, none of those UFG ones, I hasten to add. So yeah, we're going to be working on some T-shirts. So let us know the type of thing that you want.
You know, I hate to be like the feature creep, but we could maybe put that in game too.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be cool.
Well, you're a
There you go.
designer.
Just unlocked access to one of the fastest bikes in the game, and I get to try it out for 24 hours.
All right.
So that 24 hours, it doesn't disappear after 24 hours. It's 24 hours from the point when
No,
you rent it.
that's
when
right,
You,
so-
when
Yeah.
you activate it.
I have access to this favor. It now goes into my favor browser where I can store in as many favors as I want, and then I can choose when I want to activate it.
Okay.
And when I activate it, it's available to me for 24 hours.
All right, cool.
And I can just go to garage anywhere in the world and always pull that bike out of the garage.
So we've got another question from Lord Fex, and he says, can you actively defend against raids when they are happening?
No, you cannot.
But
So-
you can use favors to.
So you can, you can do things like upgrade your turf, upgrade your enforcer and your gang members, and how they do in terms of like how much health they have, how much damage they receive, speeding up the different specialty moves that each enemy class has, and then like Andrew just said, you can also apply favors while you're logged off or while you're logged on that help defend your turf, like bringing in reinforcements, extending or reducing the amount of time that people will have to raid your turf.
Okay.
Lots of different things.
So we got some, a good suggestion there is, well, weapons t-shirt with a fish. I would proudly walk around the office with
I would do that.
a big trout on my chest as a t-shirt. I'm not going to do that in real life.
And like we said, there are some game
I do
t-shirts
that
that
in
are
real
not
life.
so good.
Yeah. And another
So the entire
suggestion
trout is kind of
was another suggestion there was one for each of the different triads. I like that
Yeah.
idea.
Well, that'll be good up to the point where players start making their own triads.
Well, we can work out ways.
I'm
they can
teasing
help.
features.
Oh, you are
Sorry.
such a tease.
All right, so the last raid, we just went into a raid a minute ago. I managed to track down a rival staff member. I killed him. I took a favor off of him, and now I can choose to use that. That one was, I've got a lot here. But,
I don't remember.
Have you got Rico's gun?
Here we go. It was a refresh rival. So on our map, we've done a few raids, and every time I do one of those raids, that turf then gets locked down by the police. And the police, I cannot go into that turf anymore until it refreshes. If I try to do that, the police will get PO'd and they'll come after me. So I can use this to either swap out for new rivals if I'm looking for higher level targets, lower level targets, or I just want to get to replenish those slots.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to load up on a bunch more favors, and we'll go do another raid while you guys answer some more questions.
Okay, so just a bit of housekeeping. So just to remind everybody, if you are part of the beta already, the beta is now live again. So after the stream, you can log in and start playing it. We've still not got that many people in the beta, but the plan is that we are expanding it every time we do kind of new elements to it. So you may not have received a beta key yet. I mean, most of you have been asking questions, so we'll pretty much be throwing beta keys out your way. But for those people who haven't, we are working through the list. We go through the list with specific criteria, like the last small invite we did, we wanted to test North American users. So if, like the guys from Spain, from Wales, and so on, you wouldn't have been picked in that one. But down the line, we'll be doing that once we start looking to European, and we do have European countries involved. Another thing, we're doing these streams every 2 weeks. What we would love to see from you guys is ideas of what you want to see coming forward. I mean, we've got lots of ideas ourselves, but as we know, you guys being part of the stream is so important for us. So,
So being a live game, and we're doing these things live, and it's a beta, we've encountered a bug.
Yeah.
So you might encounter things like this when you're playing as well, but I bet you it won't be as embarrassing as this.
yeah.
However, this may help answer the question, when are you open beta?
Yeah.
And the answer is when it doesn't crash like
Yeah.
this.
Whoa.
So we can see if we can get the game back up.
Okay, so let's get this bad boy running again.
In the meantime, maybe we've got some more questions we can answer.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can only see like the last 4 lines of
Yeah.
the questions.
So there was a question there about, do you have to use an Xbox controller? That is what I am using. That is not the only option. You can use a mouse and keyboard, you can use Xbox controller, you can use Xbox One controller.
You can use a lot